Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Radio Silent Play. I am your moderator for today on November 23rd, 2014. Let me start off by saying I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence before trading any stock or options. Trading stocks and options require lots of risk. Okay, I want to thank everybody for joining me today on November 23rd, 2014. This week, just a reminder, it is a short trading week. Okay, this week is a short trading week. So next week we expect low volume. Okay, a lot of traders are going to be on vacations. We have the Thanksgiving holiday, which is on Thursday, and then on Friday, okay, you will have a shortened trading day, which will close at 1 p.m. Okay, so the half a day trading and the Thursday trading, there's a lot of people not going to be attentive to the markets. Whenever the markets are in vacation mode, okay, you got less volume. Okay, the less volume, okay, you have an upside bias. All right. With that said, I'm gonna go over what the big boards are doing. Okay, we're gonna start off with SPY. We talked about that 20520. That was the max move. The markets did close above this. Okay. At the time, I was looking at this 20650 level, which is what we did close above that. Okay, so this is significant, okay, but what you want to see is another close above this 20650 move. Okay, if it closes above 20650, okay, potential will be that 209 210, okay, level. Traders can look to see if they can short the market there, but again, you want to wait for a clear signal. Okay, traders with that take on a little bit more risk. If you want to look at the 209 210 kiss, okay, that term resistance for the markets. Okay, but then again, with that said, okay, we have light volume this week. Okay, any pullback down to the 204.80, okay, or the 205.20 will be scalp range. So just bear that in mind. All right, watch that 204.80 support. All right, 204.20, 204.80, which is this level here. Okay, you want to this support at the 204 level. Okay, so any pullback down to the 204 will be a scalping opportunity. Okay, so these markets are euphoric, but at the same time, you want to take into consideration that we broke above this key resistance level. Now what we want to see is a close confirmation above this 205.20. If it does, okay, and it closes above 206.50, we could likely test that 209 210 level. Okay, for high risk traders, that will be your scalp range. Okay, if you look at the IWM, okay, the IWM, if you're looking at IWM here, right, you want to look at this cluster here. Okay, this cluster here is your resistance level on the IWM, 118.92 level. Okay, on the IWM. Okay, this is going to be your this is going to be your short-term resistance here on the IWM. Okay, a high of 118.12. It closed at 116.58. Okay, your 20-day moving average is 115.92. So any move, okay, to test that 118.92, 119 level, okay, will be a quick scalp, or any pullback down to the 115.90 level will be a scalp on calls. Okay, so like I said, this is a short-term, anything short-term will be scalping opportunities. Okay, I really think that the markets are going to close higher into the weekend. Okay, if you see how this market works, usually what they do, especially during Thanksgiving, they like to push the markets to close higher into the weekend. Why? Because you have Black Friday. They want not traders, but they want regular people to go out shopping. If the markets close higher, a lot of the sentiment is to go shop. Okay, so I want traders to understand that. So this is something that you want to kind of look at. Okay, any pullback on the IWM to this 115.90, you'll have that scalp up to that 117, 118 pulls. Okay, so just be attentive on the IWM. CRR, I mentioned this last week. Okay, this was entry at 46. Okay, we're testing this 20-day moving average. If you close above this 57.74 level, okay, watch. I'm sorry, that 49.71 again on confirmation. Watch this 53 get tested at 57. All right, so this is a nice consolidation pattern on CERRR, which is Carbo Ceramics. Okay, this was given out last week. If you guys don't remember. Okay, gold. The gold markets are pushing higher, but we're right here at the 116.06 level. Okay, that's key resistance at the 50-day moving average. Okay, if you manage to close above this 116 on 2 consecutive closes, then you guys can test and try to get the calls to 118. But for now, this is your resistance here. All right, so last week we had China talk about inflation. They're cutting interest rates, and then you had Mario Draghi talking about inflation out there in the European Central Bank. So this is pushing gold and silver higher. If you notice, you're coming up to resistance here at both gold and silver. So you want to just keep an eye on this, all right? Okay, Yahoo is still in play. Okay, we had a nice move up to the 52.30 level. Okay, since then it's pulled back, tested that 50 level. Then we had that re-entry at 52. Still a good trade, I think. Okay, we should test this 48 level, but just keep an eye on it. Okay, like I said, it's light volume week, but we have not stopped out of the Yahoo trade yet. Okay, let me look at the. Let me just go over some of the steps. I'm go really quick on some of the options. These are actually haven't traded. Okay, I know the TRV actually hit 104, which I still think that the TRV is a good potential. I said to look for the TRV to enter between 103.50 to 104.50. Okay, if we look at RV now, high of it hit high of 104.46, which was pretty much our max move, and then it closed on 103.81. Okay, this is very, very overbought conditions. Okay, I think if we see a top, we could test this 101.81 level. Okay, so watch the TRV. Okay, it's still in play. All right. So MMM, okay, which is the 3M 158.60. Okay, 158.80 to 160. Okay, if we look here at okay, we actually 160 mark now. So what you want to look at here for to grab an opportunity to enter at 160 here. We are pretty much in overbought conditions. Okay, keep your stops tight. Okay, again, we are in holiday mode right now. Okay, but my stop close is a close above 162 on 2 consecutive closes. So adding here at the 160 level for the December 20 strikes, okay, should bode well. Okay, that's is the M, which is the 3M, CTRX as well. Okay, 49.65. Okay, this looks overbought conditions. Okay, we still got a nice gap fill here to fill. Okay, I think that this will pull back. Okay, I mentioned that. Okay, our entry would be 48.80 to 49. Okay, our stop close would be 49 times 2. Okay, if you guys did this, okay, I still think that this is a good opportunity to add. If you come over here Okay, we're really, getting to this to some key resistance here. So I want traders to watch this level. Okay, I think this is going to be a good level to short this stock. Okay, I'm gonna kind of upgrade the CTRX. If you guys want, you guys can raise your stop up. If you guys haven't entered the stock yet and you guys want to look at it, you can adjust your setup. Maybe get in at 49 to 50. Okay, a kiss of that 50 level could be a top. Okay, and then we would use our stop close at 50 on 2 consecutive closes. So you guys can do that. Okay, it was actually sent out November 10th. Those stocks are still in play, and we haven't stopped out of them yet. Okay, Starbucks. We're looking at on the weekly chart. Okay, we have a significant resistance here at the 80 level. Okay, so watch the Starbucks. If it gets to 81, 82, I was looking at the puts for January 17, strike $77.50. They're about $1 right now. Okay, so my target one would be a test of that 78 level. Okay, our target two would be 76.60. Ultimately, I think that this has potential to go down to as low as $75. So 74.60 is my range, which is the 50-day moving average. My stop close here, okay, I'm going to take a little bit more risk, and my stop close would be a close above 85 on 2 consecutive closes. And remember, when you're getting into these stocks, okay, since we're going January 17 strikes, you can slowly accumulate your shares. Okay, if you touch or kiss 81, okay, you can grab a partial. If it starts moving a little higher, you want to grab some at 82, you can grab the rest at 82. Okay, now if the stock closes above 85 on 2 consecutive closes, then we stop out. We can never pinpoint where exactly the ultimate top will be. Okay, whenever we're looking at these resistance levels, what we want to do is we want to gradually accumulate a position into the stock. Okay, sort of what we did for the Yahoo trade. Okay, the next stock is CREE. Okay, CREE Inc. Okay, what I'm looking at here is a bullish flag pattern. Okay, any move down to this 33.40, which is a 20-day moving average, would be optimum. Okay, but if it doesn't get there, okay, watch that 34 level, okay, or that pretty much that 34.50 level if it gets there. Okay, our target one would be $36.50. Okay, we got a big gap fill here at 40. I would not be surprised if we test this 40 level. Okay, I was looking at the calls for January 17th, strike 37. I think they're about $1 too. The last time I checked. Okay, so that's pretty much the option setups that I have for now. Okay, and I will post any quick scalps if I see the SPY test that support down at 205 20 I think that'll be a good scalp. Okay, now I'm going to move along. I'm going to go up to the small caps buy zones. Any questions on any of the options that we've covered so far? Any questions on any of the options that we've covered so far? Okay, great. So last week we traded some small caps. Okay, I mentioned let's just go over a couple of stocks that we mentioned. Some of you guys, if you're still holding, okay, we had the JNUG. Okay, this was a stock that was given out at our entry was $2.80. Okay, it did manage to hit a low of $2.78, and we hit a high of pretty much high of $6. Now what you're seeing is a consolidation above this 20-day moving average, which is pretty bullish. Okay, what you want to see is this break close above this $6 range. Okay, but right now it's consolidating this pattern, right? If traders want to look to add again, okay, watch that $4.80 range. If it closes below $4.80, then I would stop out. So just make sure that traders, okay, we bought this down here. Make sure that you take profits. Okay, whenever you see such a big move, this was close. This was pretty much 100% move here on the JNUG. You want to ensure to stock profits, especially now with the metals markets. Okay, same thing with AUY. It's trading very well. As the JNUG, okay, gave us an opportunity to enter at $3.48, and now the stock is trading in the $4 range. Okay, another one is IAG. Same thing with ING. Okay, it's trading. What we're looking for is a close above this 50-day moving average at $2.45. Okay, and that gave us an opportunity to enter as low as $1.43. So this was a pretty good trade on the IAG. Okay, last week, um, the ones we gave out was RA. Okay, RADA is trading above this 50 and this 20-day moving average. Okay, you have a bit of a cross. It gave an opportunity to enter in the mid to $2.40 range. So it did trigger. Okay, our target one was $2.60, and if you can see here, we had a high of $2.71. So that was a nice for those that traded. Actually didn't hit our target, but it trade well. Okay, I was hoping for that stock to come down. Okay, never did. Okay, it did hit close. Okay, but our entries were at $2.20 to $2.40. I was hoping that this stock would retrace down to this level, which it didn't. Okay, it rallied higher, but a nice move on the GERN. Okay, but now it's approaching this overbought condition. So any pullback down to this 2060 range would be a good buy zone, right? So you guys can keep an eye on the GE. AX. Okay, you got a couple of trend lines here. Okay, if you look at this $4.70 range, optimum levels for an entry is $4.70 to $4.80 if it gets there. If it doesn't, you guys want to add somewhere around this $5 range, $4.90 range. I think that we could test this $5.20 range, potentially retest this $5.70 range. So my stop close here would be below this trend line right here, $4.70. I put $4.60. I could take on a little bit more risk, okay, but I think that this stock could see a little bit higher. So watch the NVAX for any pullback. WRES, okay, WRES right now is looking for a bottom here. Okay, you got a bit of consolidation. What we want to see typically is for this stock to close above this 20-day moving average on two consecutive times. What I want to see is possibly test this bottom of the Bollinger Band at $2.80 and potentially move higher. My target one would be a target of $3.10. My target two would be up here, top of this Bollinger Band at $3.50, and my stop close, okay, would be a stop close below $2.80. I gotta fix that out. Potential, that's not right. I gotta change that to a stop. So keep your stops tight with a close below $2.80 on two consecutive closes. So week was looking for a little bit of a bottom. We have to pay attention to this wedge pattern here. Okay, that $1.40 range is holding. Okay, I put $1.30 here just in case it kisses it. Typically, what you want is for this stock to hold this $1.40 range. Okay, if it does close below $1.40, okay, watch that next support at $1. Okay, so my stop close would be a close below $1.40 two times just to be safe. Okay, and those are the two small cap setups that I have for you guys. Any question on any of the small caps that we've covered and why we're looking at them? Okay, so we're going on to the weekly watch list. Okay, just want to update a couple of guys on, or you guys on the OTCs. What we're seeing is a lot of stocks breaking massive supports, hitting new 52-week lows. Whenever this happens, okay, we have to take into account that sometimes these stocks end up breaking, okay, 52-week low supports or master levels. What you want to do is you want to ensure that you have your stops. Okay. I know some guys like to stop close at the end of the day to ensure what type of a move it does. It's totally up to the trader. Okay. If you see a stock, it's losing its bid support, you're monitoring on level two. It's entirely up to you to whether decide whether you're gonna get out of that stock. Um, we posted a stock DROP drop. Okay, that stock, we were talking about the 50% retrace level, which was 1819, and it ended up going a bit lower and tested that probability level at 0.001. Then rallied, hit a high of 24, pulled back down to 12, did it again, hit a high of 24, pulled back to 12, and it did it basically three times. So what I want traders to understand that we're in what you call a scalping market. Okay, this is a market where you'll see stocks rally, but then pretty much lose all its gains. Okay, does it happen all the time? No, it doesn't. But this is the type of market that we have as of now. You have a lot of stocks that are posting reverse splits, or they're adding shares, and they're raising their authorized shares from billions to more billions. So as traders, you have to understand the market conditions. Okay, there's a lot of traders that are out there. They're getting nervous, and what you can only do is ensure that you use your parameters and are extremely strict in this market. Okay, some of the stocks that we post, do they always do good? Do they ever hit levels? Um, you know, it just depends, and it's up to you as a trader to decipher that trade. Now, I post these levels as a reference. Okay, I think that sometimes these charts, when it comes to the OTCs, are they always accurate? No, they're not. But what we want to do is we want to pretty much um, base or take a pretty much educated guess, and we want to kind of see where what the charts are giving us. Okay, so I want traders to understand that when we post these setups, it's basically us, looking at where the stock hit their lows, where most volume is coming in, what type of sentiment it did on the last day's trading, and where we could estimate where the stock can pull back. Okay, so with that said, okay, I want traders to understand, the strategy that we're trying to push. This is not by no means that we're going to start sending it via newsletters, or we don't know if other people are seeing it, but this is what I'm seeing. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to go over the OTC weekly watch list. Okay, one of the stocks that I was looking at, I saw that it closed with a bullish reversal. Is LVGI. Okay, LVGI saw a low of 0008 on Friday. Okay, traded above the 20 and the 50-day moving average, so it was a strong close. Okay, what you're looking at now, okay, is I'm looking at two channels right now. I'm seeing this inside channel here that's just started, and this long channel from August, okay, that it's been holding this 0008 level. So 0008 and 9 have been pretty much the price pattern that this stock has been trading. Okay, now it's broke above that. So what I'm looking for is any retrace down to this 8-9 level. If it kisses it and it goes down to 0007, even better. My stop close would be below 0006. Do I think it gets there? I'm not sure, especially with this market. But what you want to look at is the bid support here at 0008, 0009. Because if it does get down here, or it does test that 7 level, you could see a retest of this 13, 14 level, which is about 80 to 100%. Now, like I said before, this is a scalping market. I'm not telling traders to sell, with 2 ticks, 3 ticks, but it's entirely up to you. What we want to do is we want to position, to have a good opportunity in actually trading a good trade. So watch the LVGI here, okay? Like I said, do I think that it's going to kiss this 20 and 50-day moving average? It depends, okay? You may have some uncertainty. You may have some MM selling cheaper. So just watch the levels here. Okay, 52 million shares traded on Friday. So It's been seeing considerable volume. I mean, this is two volume days here. So any pullback down to 0.0089 could be a buy zone. Okay, so use your stops accordingly. If I'm getting in at 6.7, then my stop closes below 6. If I'm getting in at 0.008 to 9, then maybe my stop closes will close below 8 on two consecutive closes. So just adjust your setups accordingly. Okay. And R&M mentioned the other day, okay, I got in at this price. I added a starter here, and then I added on the bid here. So, you want to accumulate, or you want to grow a position into the stock. Okay, I'm not saying it has to be LVGI, but sometimes you can't always get what you want. You know what I mean? So just ensure that you look at the level two, you make an educated guess where you want to get in, and if you add some on the ask, okay, don't go head first. Maybe place some on the bid. If you're trying to get in $500 on the ask, okay, and your entire investment is $900, okay, so you're going 50% at ask, and then you're bidding the rest, okay. Now, Nicodemus said something about SMAA. There weren't that many shares, so what he did, he grabbed the position and then he added a little. His average came a little tighter. So, I mean, I'm going to talk about this later on. If you guys ask questions later on, I just want traders to kind of get the gist of the setups, because sometimes what I notice is some guys either add everything way too high, or what they do is they don't fill, and then the stock rallies, and then they don't have an opportunity. All right, so the next stock is VMGI. This was a stock that posted news at 0.0089. It hit a high of 11, couldn't hold it. Then it broke support and it tested that 0.005 level. Right now, what we're looking at is the big selling right now. Okay, it did test this 0.005 level. So watch that double bottom here. Okay, if the stock touches 0.005, I think it may be a good buy zone. Okay, shares outstanding, I don't know if it's increased, but 500 million. Okay, the float's 259 million. Authorized shares is 500 million as of June 30th, 2014. Okay, it did post news, so they are active. Okay, what I would do is I would look at bid support. Last week I sent this out on RSP Premium, and it gave an opportunity to enter at the low fives if you were bidding. Just a large amount of shares were sold. You had over 136 million shares traded on Friday, so there is some interest in the stock. So just watch the VMGI for any move. Okay, the next stock is MRIB. Okay, MRIB tested at 12 level. Okay, did not break below that 12 level. Okay, or actually 14. It kissed that 14. It hit a low of 12. And right now, what I'm looking at is MRIB potential 12 to 15 entry. Your pivot price will be this 22 level here. Okay, and my next support, if it breaks that 12 level, will go to a probability trade from 0.009 to 11. Okay, so watch the MRIB here. Okay, authorized shares is over 1 billion. It's 1.8 billion. So take that into consideration. Keep an eye on the level two. See what type of level two it has. But if this thing breaks 22, I wouldn't be surprised to test this 40 level. Okay, so I think it's a good risk reward here. So remember, be patient. This is a light weekend. You may have some people that want to sell into the holidays. So just be patient during this week. Okay, the next stock is RCGP, RCGP Radiant Creations Group. Okay, it closed at 26. Okay, I put 27 here. The stock testing new 52-week lows from that 37 level. Now, if I go 50% retrace level from 37, that's about 19. Okay, so watch that 17 to 22 level if it gets there. Okay, it did test this 22 level. Okay, on Friday, but it ended up closing 26. Still, the RSI is oversold. So if this stock does not hold that 20 level, okay, watch that kiss. Okay, if you guys want to put your bids in, start fluctuating your bids, okay, this could be a stock that pulls an SMAA type move. Okay, I don't know why it's down so much. Okay, but it's actually broken quite a bit of support, and now what it's doing is trying to hold a level and see if there's some consolidation. Okay, so that 50 to 61 retrace level from 37 is about 19. I put here 17 to 22. just because that's what the market conditions are telling me. If the stock ends up kissing it or going a little lower on panic, you may be able to pick some cheap shares here. But ultimately, I was looking at the level 2 on Friday. There wasn't much on the ask, and there could be some interest coming in here on the RCGP. Okay, so that's pretty much it. What I have on the OTCs. I'm gonna go over Tongue. Tongue has been pretty much ATM play. Okay, the stock closed above this 20-day moving average. What we're looking for now is another close above this 21 level again for a confirmation. It gave multiple times to enter at 14. Okay, it hit a low of 12, and then it ended up hitting a high of 26. So this was a good trade here on Tongue, and it's still doing well. XTRN still holding that bottom. Okay, gave another opportunity entry at 12 on Friday, and then hit a high of 18, closed at 16. So this is another stock that just scalping was a great trade. Okay, SMAA we the 20 level. I was hoping for this stock to kind of pull back. I saw on Thursday it hit a low of 13 very quickly, and then the next day you had a little bit of a topping tail here on Thursday, but the markets pushed it higher. Okay, we just closed right at that 20-day moving average. So if you want to come here, at, where you can get the entry level here, I would go from this bottom here, and I would go from this top. I would look for a 61.8% retrace, and that's about 24. So watch that 24, 25. If you get any support there, you get some people not wanting to hold. Nicodemus was talking about not selling shares that much on the ask, adding a couple, smaller lots on the way up. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. But if people want to start getting out of this stock, okay, just watch that 20 to 24 level for a re-entry level there. Okay, still a good opportunity, a good reversal. Watch any consolidation in this pattern and then move higher. Possibly test that 0.008 to 0.009 level. Just a good stock, low share structures, and it was just a nice trade during the week. Also, what I want to do is make sure that you guys monitor the RSP premium Twitter. Okay, RSP premium Twitter. I will be posting on Twitter. So the premium Twitter I've been using a little bit more. I posted the trade. I posted the UAPC trade. I posted the DKSC trade. So I want traders to kind of keep an eye on the premium Twitter. If you're not following the premium Twitter, if you're following other groups, just be sure to keep that. Okay, so the DKC we mentioned, some traders were saying that there was a potential for this to test lower. It is holding. Okay, I'm looking at this wedge pattern. If it does close below 0009 on two consecutive closes, that's a stop. Okay, I still think that if we can close above 12 on two consecutive closes, we'll test this 18 level and potentially test this 26 range. We're looking for any news on the DKSC. It's not completely dead, but at the same time, with light volume, you're going to get some panic sellers in this market. Okay, so if it does, okay, watch this 0007 level, okay, for a master support. And traders that aren't in it, I would place a bid. If you are in it, just keep a stop tight at 0009 on two consecutive closes. Okay, so what are we talking about? Okay, so RCGP looks like the reason for the drop is conversion of Asher CDs. Okay, so RNM is talking about Asher and pretty much some dilution going on there. So, like I said, just keep an eye on it. If it does pull back and it breaks levels, okay, we know that, okay, if it does break, let's say the 17 level, now we're going to go down to 12. Okay, 17, we're going to go 5 ticks down to 12. Then our support is going to be from 9 to 11. So just watch the sellers in there. Okay, if you start seeing mal MMs on the ask or you start seeing cross trades, Okay, now you got to take into consideration. Okay, there's some selling. Okay, what we're doing here now is pretty much on scalp moves. I mean, if you're looking for the next, let's say, long trade, you wanna start digging deep into due diligence, then you guys can do that. But I mean, as of late, I don't think even stocks that are posting good revenues like ITKH, they'll go up 5 ticks and then come right back down. So just take that into consideration. You know what I mean? You'll get some good news out there, but then you'll have 100% move, and then at the end of the day, it'll come right back down. So just understand market conditions. Okay, so okay, NLEF is a stock that I am looking at. Actually, we were talking about stocks that I want traders to keep an eye on, and NLEF was a stock that I'm looking at. NLEF tested at 10 mark with 1.7 million last week. Okay, I want you guys to write these down. So you guys want to do a potential group play. NLEF, I think, is a good buy zone. Okay, I'm looking at my level 2 here. Okay, you had a low of 10. You closed at 14 on the tap. You had 1.781 million shares traded. Okay, so NLEF, I would look. I think when I checked that 52-week low was at 0007. The level 2 on the bid wasn't much, but there wasn't any selling. So watch that 0009 to uh, 11 buy zones. Okay, if it gets there, okay, there is a bit of a spread on this stock. If not, place your bids at 7-8. Okay, I think this will be a good test. I think if you can get it up here to 25, you could see that 44.53 NLEF. Okay, and like I said, this had 1.7 million shares traded. It was a tap on close. Okay, so this is one of the candidates I was talking about. I did mention on Group Me Chat, this is the best time to see if we can, as a team, okay, slowly accumulate these type of shares. Okay, so this is one that that you could potentially see. Okay, you had a high volume reversal here, but at the same time, the bid ask was a little bit spread out. So just keep that into consideration. So I'm gonna update another one that I was looking at. Another one I was looking at was E-Tech. Okay, this is another one, E-Tech. Okay, we mentioned this last week in the chat room where we would be buying this, where we would look to buy this, and if you look here, okay, it's holding this pattern here. Okay, tens were triggered. I don't know if traders actually placed a bid on this, but this is another good candidate. I was looking at the level 2 and not much on the ask. Okay, good support. You can probably get this thing between 10 to 13. Okay, I think that this thing could go to a potential of 0.25 to about 35, which is a nice move if you can group trade it. I think it's a good trade potential. So that's the E-Tech. Okay, I'll go over some of the stocks that you guys were mentioning. So I'm looking at the NLEF E-Tech. What is another one that I put here? Okay, another one that I noticed was BKEN. Okay, this is an energy stock. I think this will be a good buy zone here on. Okay, and again, like I said, these are just stocks that are pretty much. I was looking at level 2's low share structure. I'm not looking at filings. I'm not looking at anything regarding whether you're gonna start seeing news. I'm basing this on what I'm seeing on this chart, consolidation patterns. I'm looking at where the stocks are trading at. Okay, I'm looking at low share structure. Okay, so BKEN, I think you could see if you can get this from 9 to about 12. Okay, ultimately, I think that this stock could go up here to these levels here. Okay, so that's you're talking about 200 to 300%. So this is another stock, BKEN. If you guys can throw in the support here and slowly, gradually increase and pretty much uh, break this resistance level here, okay, which is about the pivot would be 17 here. My pivot would be 17, and I wouldn't be surprised if you get this up to potential of 0.004 to 0.005. Okay, so that's the what's it called? And by all means, you guys want to point out that there's no filings and stuff like that. I mean, by all means, you guys as traders, I'm just giving you ideas of where you can see about about getting into these stocks. All right, so I just traders to see the things that I'm looking at. I'm not basing this on filings. I'm not really digging deep on because remember, I'm a trader. If you guys decide, okay, let's go out for this stock, okay, you want to pretty much see the pros and cons on that stock. You know what I mean? Whether you guys have networks and you guys want to push it and throw due diligence on iHubs and so forth, then by all means. But I'm just basically doing this, okay, because right now what we're seeing in the markets is there's a lot of scattered money everywhere, okay, and then there's certain groups that are pushing certain stocks and they're doing their thing, but at the same time, you guys have the numbers here, okay. So if you guys decide, okay, I want to look at this stock, I want to see what type of level two here, okay, the ask is um is pretty decent, and now I'm buying at this buy zone, and then at the end of the day I'm closing it above pivot, and then the next day we close confirm it above pivot, and then it creates a bull flag. Now the bull flag turns into a W pattern or what have you. Now you break a major resistance and that stock goes higher. And I just noticed that these are the type of strategies that other groups are doing. And I just want to put it out there in case traders want to get into something like this, or if they want to try to work something out. You know what I mean? So with everything, okay, comes risk. So just remember that everything comes risk, and I'm just pretty much putting the information out there in case traders want to look for a group play or something along those terms. Okay, so that's pretty much um, what I'm looking at. And oh, okay, there was another one here. Think, give me 1 second. Okay, so what was the other one? Another stock I noticed was okay, not much volume here on RT, okay, but I'm looking at the AURT down here, and you had a bit of a 3 bar drop. Okay, so I want traders to kind of look at the AURT level 2. Okay, we saw a close at the lows, okay, at 0.009. So just watch that AURT here. All right, and now let me go back. Okay, so we're talking about RCGP. Somebody's mentioned fork. Okay, I haven't seen fork. This is the first time I'm hearing about ORC. Okay, I'm looking at FORC now. Okay, FORC. Okay, a bit of a bullish reversal here. I did not see this bullish reversal. Okay, you had 1.5 million shares traded here on the FORC. Okay, it did break this pattern. Okay, I probably would not add somewhere around here. Okay, that's just me. If it does pull back, I would go retrace level. If it doesn't reach there, then I wouldn't even bother. But retrace level for me here is a low of 0.003. So if I do get into the FORC, okay, FORC, I'm cheap. I'll look at that 0.0034, okay, and that's at 50% retrace level from the highs. Okay, that's force minerals. Okay, that's what I would do there. So Arnhem is that correct amount of shares for us to know. They plan to go current, take that. Okay, NLEF. Yes, I was going to ask NLEF. Keep in mind NLEF, E-type bold and our current and finance. I hope we can agree on a tick at some point. Good experience for those. GBAN is my submission for start playing. Okay, so let's look at the GBAN, GBEN. Okay, so GBEN, GBEN. Okay, is at 19, zero volume. Okay, so it's pretty dry. Really not much to do here. You could probably group play this because there's pretty much no volume. It's insignificant volume. I don't know what type of a spread it has, but this, if you look at GBAN, okay, GBAN, okay, look, you got a working website here, GBAN. You have outstanding shares of 74 million. Okay, let's look at any news. That's nothing. I mean, I guess you could look at the level 2 on the GBEN. I'm not sure what it's doing. If you look here at the weekly, okay, it is pretty much, at the bottom. Okay, you could see this thing if some interest comes, or if you guys want to group play it. Okay, you have a potential to add here between 20 and 29. Okay, it depends on where how the level 2 is showing. I'm not sure if there's a big spread. But I mean, typically not everybody in these type of low share structure stocks will be able to add at lows. Okay, so what it means is you're gonna have to push this slow and steadily higher. Okay, slowly getting stock shares out of the weaker hands. If you can maybe get this thing from 19, let's say, to 35, and accumulate from that range, and potentially take this up to 83, or potentially 0.1. So that's what we want to get this thing at. So um, if you can, like I said, if you can grab this and slowly accumulate and get this above this 29 moving average, and potentially trade it higher, then you may be able to get this thing higher. So all right, so just keep that in mind. That's one. The one I was looking at is yeah, because typically what you guys want to understand, that when you guys want to go in for a low share structure stock, um, the buy zones are going to be a little bit more different. Okay, you guys have to pretty much see what the level 2 is, and slowly accumulate and grow that chart. And your rate, you're going to have to raise your bids, so there's a perception of interest coming in. Okay, so usually most of these stocks don't have um, don't have mal selling into the bid and stuff like that. So what it does is it slowly closes higher, and then what you do is you end up building the chart. Okay, we've done this with stocks like ISML. We've done this with what was another one? Um, HLXH. We did this with LDPP. Couple of other stocks as well. I'm forgetting about them. So, I mean, this could be the time to start doing this. So, it's something for you guys to consider. Another one that I was looking at. Let's look at. Okay, am I wrong here? Oh no, give me 1 second, guys. One. Oh, okay. Another one we're looking at was GERS. Okay, I think GERS is a good buy level here. I think it's holding here pretty well. Okay, the last move that we had on the GERS, okay, was back in late September. You had a nice move up to 0.005. So you're seeing this stock start consolidating here. So the GERN, I think, may be a good trade here. This is the weekly chart. So we were talking about the GERN. I think GERS, I'm sorry, and R&M mentioned it. It has been holding. There's a good support on the GERS at the 10 level, but I think you have a nice move here. Okay, if you look at it, okay, you have scene of the crime here. Okay, at this range at the 15 level. If we can get this thing to close above 15 level, I think that we can test this 0.005 to point zero zero. So I think that's another good candidate. I know that, 2.5 billion authorized shares. Okay, you know, and that's the risk that you take when you trade these stocks. Okay, you got a 52.8 million uh, outstanding shares. You got a float of 52 million, and then you have authorized shares at 2.5 million. I don't know. I think that the stock can do well. Okay, that's me. My risk is low risk anyway because if the stock closes below 10 on two consecutive closes, then I lose 20 to 30%, and I'm okay with it. But I know a lot of people are not into it. I think whether it's a group play or not, I think that the GERS, somebody's gonna get a hold of it, and if it does, I think that the risk from the stock breaking 10 on two consecutive closes, selling it at 9 and 8, okay, and it possibly hitting 0.005, I like that risk. I mean, but that's just me. I mean, that's the type of stock that I'll hold. You know what I mean? We saw that with TUNG. We saw that with Liga. Okay, Liga, hit a low of 8, never confirmed it, but then it hit a high of 17, and I'll take that trade any day. You know what I mean? The TUNG, same thing. What was the other one? XTRN, same thing. It's just the issue with some people and some traders, what they do is as soon as they rally, and you just can't do it like that, because sometimes that does not happen. So I want traders to understand when you're getting into a stock, you have to understand that okay, there is some risk involved, and where can I minimize risk? Okay, and sometimes what happens is they'll get into a stock and they'll think, okay, I got it in at a low price, but then the stock closes below a certain level and they never stop out. Okay, and that's where the error comes, and then that's where like you're banging your head against the wall. Okay, you got to be really strict and diligent with this stuff. So CYPW is another stock. Okay, right now you're seeing a lot of selling. Okay, I was looking at the level two. There are some sellers there, but just watch this level now. Okay, this 7 has been holding for quite some time. The markets have been beat up. Okay, but at the same time, the CYPW, that 7-6 level is holding quite well. Okay, I'm not saying that for a group play, but just keep that number in mind. Okay, 0.0067 if you can get him. Okay, could be a good buy zone area here. So WAG, same thing. Okay, I'm not really worried about the stock. Yeah, it did close below our level. We did well on the WAG. Now it's holding these bottoms. A trader mentioned, oh, what's going on with WAG? I mean, well, I'm adding WAG down here, and my stop closes will close below 9, two consecutive closes. And if it hits 8, 9, then I'll buy some. If it closes below 9 2 times, guess what? Okay, I lost 80, $100, on my $1,000 trade. So I mean, this is the risk that you take as traders. Okay, so I want people to understand that. Okay, so um, this is something that I'm pretty much telling traders, you know, make sure that when you get into a stock, you know exactly what your trade is going to be. Okay, because regardless whether they're going, um, they're going to raise shares or shares are higher. Okay, what is my entry? What is my stop? And what are my pivots? If I know this, then I'm okay to, you know, um, not selling the stock for the day. If the stock, if Liga, okay, I bought it at 0.001 and the stock closes at 11, I'm not nervous into selling it because it's holding above my stop zone. Okay, if I buy this WAG at 9 and 10, okay, and I buy $500, $600 worth of it, if the stock closes at 10, I'm okay. Okay, if it takes 2 weeks, okay, and it's still closing above 10, then I'm okay. Okay, if it hits a high of 15, now I take my 50% off the table and then I move on to the next stock. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to do that, but at the same time, you understand that, okay, my stock is holding a level and I'm not nervous into holding that. Okay, because I've seen it so many times where somebody will say, okay, I bought PPCH at 20, but it's trading from 20 to 25, 20 to 25, and then the stock hits a high of 38, 40, and I just sold it because it just kept on consolidating. If it's holding your level, there's no reason why you should panic and then sell out of the stock. Okay, so I just want traders to understand that concept. Okay, and it's very important for traders to understand this because what happens is this is a patience game. Let's take case in point. Let's look at TLFX. A lot of people say, yeah, but you didn't call TLFX. Okay, but I said, if it comes down to 5.7, you buy it. You know what I mean? It never closed below 0005. Okay, and then it actually traded here, uh, November 10th. Okay, and then we hit a high of 11. So those people that added the TLFX, okay, 5.6, then they could make a nice scalp trade up to 10, 11. Okay, and then that would have played out pretty well. Okay, so I mean, this is what happens in these stocks. Sometimes they take forever. Okay, Stoa, we mentioned this several times on the. Okay, will we say, oh, but it's not seeing any volume, it's not doing anything. Okay, but then Stoa gave an entry at 14. Okay, right here, 14, 15, 16, even 18, 19, and then we hit a high of 41 here. Trade. I mean, what more do you want? You know what I mean? And then, so that's pretty much it. I want traders to understand that. I don't want to sound condescending, but this stuff isn't made to be easy. You got to be able to to take the good with the bad. If you guys want to set something up where it's gonna be always easy, then that's why we got a lot of drug dealers. You know what I mean? That's the easy money. But that takes on risk too. You get caught, you go to jail. So I mean, nothing in this world is easy. So I just want traders to understand that, and I when I do the work here, okay, we're not always going to be 100% on these stocks. But what I want you to know is that when I do give you the information, okay, it's something that I would do. If I'm telling you, hey, look, listen, I'm buying Yahoo, okay, and shorting the market at 51.50 to 52.40, then I'm doing it. And now if the stock closes above 53 on two times, then I'm gonna tell you, hey, look, listen, I just stopped out. You got to humble yourself in this game because the only way you will do well is if you're disciplined and then you're able to follow instruction and actually educate yourself. There's a lot of good traders on this, and I'm not competing with any of you guys because you guys, you guys know how to trade. Okay. Now the thing is, when you get knocked up, you get beaten up against the wall, and you take on some bad trades, you're gonna have to learn how to dust yourself off. You can't let those bad plays hinder the next plays. Okay, because you're not gonna make it in this game. You know what I mean? So I just want traders to understand that concept, and I don't do this just to pretty much lash out at you guys and stuff like that. But this is a tough thing here. There's gonna be times where you're gonna be tested. You're gonna be frustrated. Okay, but that's the time where you learn and then you actually um, you progress instead of digressing. So it's very important. Anyway, so who here is willing to try a group play? So Nicodemus is saying anyone willing to do a group play, okay, if you guys have an idea for a group play, um, we can discuss it now, or what we can do is during the trading hours, we can see if we pick something up, or we can actually look at the level two during the trading. But it's always good to come up with an idea of what we're looking at. So, okay, so PGM says I like RCGP best. Okay, I agree, but I'm biased there. I already have shares. Okay, so I mean, it really doesn't matter here because if you look at it, 52-week lows at 22, and you got a close at 26. So if you guys know that the stock is going to be a group play, you can just base your buy zones within that range, 22 to 26. If you want to look to bid lower, or you want to grab a starter, then you can do that. Okay. I am not going to post RCGP on any social medias. Okay. If you are doing a group play, or pretty much what a group play means, that you guys inside the group are the ones trading, adding shares. Okay. You're taking on the risk, but at the same time, you're not going to be telling your buddies out there, that this is what you're doing. Okay. Group play means that the stock is going to be traded in house. Okay. What you want to do is the RCGP. Let's look at the RCGP real quick. Okay, so RCGP. Okay, what you want this stock to do is to hold this level. If you guys are gonna group play it, what you don't want this stock to do is break below this 0.002 level. So if you guys are going to decide to do a group play, 0.0002 is essential to hold. So that's where you will need support. Okay, so that's where you want to hold this stock. You want this stock not to break below 0.002. Okay, and typically what you want is for this stock, okay, pretty much to break above this level right here. Okay, and that level is pretty much that 0.0035 level. So your pivot is 0.0035. Okay, so what you want to see is two closes above that level. Okay, and you want to typically hold that stock. Okay, you want to hold that stock to at the very least, okay, at the very least, hold this. If you want to do a group play, I would look to at least test this 0.008 level. Okay, depending on how many shares are out there, I don't know what type of level two. I know I saw there was a spread, and then there was a cross trade on Friday, so there may be some sellers. So what you want to do is you want to be able to hold those shares, and you want to be able to hold them above 35. If you close above 35 on two consecutive closes, what you want to try to hit is that 0.0046 range, consolidate above that, and then test that 0.0083. Okay, but traders will have to hold, because if there's no traders holding, it hits a high of 0.004, and the people that got in at 0.0022 then start pulling out, then it's going to be a debacle. So, okay, so PGM says maybe AS increases due to this. It could be, it could, but you don't know where this stock was, where they raised shares, because it could be already baked in the cake. Because if you think about it, the stock used to trade at 0.026, then collapsed all the way down to 0.002. So this is something that you have to take into consideration. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to make sure that this 0.002 holds. Okay, because if it doesn't, then watch out. Then you may consolidate and then break lower, like a staircase down the stairs. So I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but you have to take into consideration what are the market conditions next week. Not many traders involved next week. You have 3 days of trading next week. Okay, you have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Okay, so there's no reason to rush this. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you want the stock to hold above 0.002. Okay, you got one, you got two. So watch that 3 bar drop. Okay, one, two, and a potential 3 bar drop. Usually on a 3 bar drop, you get a bounce. That's why I posted on 17 as a good buy zone. But that's me. I'm cheap. I don't want to scare Nicodemus into selling at 17, but at the same time, you want to take into consideration who's in this stock. Because I did see a lot of trades go in at 26. I think 26. A lot of people bought at 26 and 27. Um so just watch that level. You know what I mean? 26 and 27. You had a high of 38 on that day. So I want to see this stock close above 35 on 2 consecutive closes. Okay, so that's about it. Okay, so what is this thing? What are we saying here? Okay, so I like RCGP. I agree, but I'm biased. I'm in for whatever you guys decide. I'm not in. I'm in. I would consider a group play. I would consider how to keep quiet, yes, or we don't get good entry. People in Skype should be told as well. I am in chats, but many don't. It's 100 million AS, 90 million OS, maybe AS. Okay, so I suggest we don't try to hold 0.002 during the day. We just need to close 0.002 or higher. We may get some shares below 0.002, 17 to 20. All right, so I'm gonna monitor the RCGP. Okay, I haven't confirmed this, but if you guys decide to do it, you can do so in the chat room. Um, and we will go silent. I will not post it on RSP Premium yet. Okay, but it could be a nice play. I added it here to the watch list. If you guys want to post your bids now, or if you guys want to try to get into it, I still think even regardless without the group play, I think it'll still do well. I'm looking at that 17 massive support, and if it does close below 17 on 2 consecutive closes, then my next support will be at 12, and then that probability trade at 9 to 11. I don't think it's going to hit that, but you never know with these markets. Okay, great job, guys. I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you for the loyal support. We will continue to do well. We may transition into a new format. I will keep you guys posted. Join me. We move. Likely move this to another chat, so I will keep you guys posted on that. Also, if I see anything online, we're gonna start doing live chats. So I will keep you guys posted as well. All right. So thank you, everybody. If I do not see anybody till next weekend, there will be no meeting. Okay. Just update next weekend, Thanksgiving weekend, we will not have a Sunday meeting. So just be aware of that. And we will have less uh, email updates this week. So I just want to keep you guys informed. Let's enjoy our families. Don't always think about the stock market. Sometimes you gotta, get it out of the system. I know you guys are focused, but at the same time, dedicate your time to your family. And again, I thank you all for your support and have a good night.